Picture this. You walk into the office on Monday morning, coffee in hand, but something's different. There's the same desk, the same faces, but now you're the boss. Those colleagues you shared late night project deadlines and office gossip with, they're now your direct reports. Sounds kind of awkward, right? But this is how it happens. This is the real life example of how you get promoted and some of the challenges you have to face. So listen, if you're feeling that knot in your stomach about managing your former peers, you're not alone. I've coached countless leaders through this exact transition. And here's the truth. It's not just about the new title. It's about completely rewiring how you show up, communicate, and lead. Hi, I'm Terry McDougall, and after 2 decades as a corporate leader myself and helping hundreds of leaders navigate these waters, I can tell you the promotion is both an incredible opportunity and your biggest leadership test to date. You know what's fascinating? 60% of new managers struggle with this very transition, and it's not because they lack the skills. It's because nobody ever teaches you how to shift from being a peer to being a leader without burning bridges or losing yourself in the process. Today, I'm going to share exactly how to navigate delicate transitions, maintain relationships, and establish your authority without becoming that boss that everybody dishes about at happy hour, and not in a good way. But before we dive into the how-to, let's get real about what's really happening here. This isn't about just having a new fancy title on your email signature. Managing former peers is like trying to perform a high wire act while juggling when everyone's watching to see if you fall. Here's what nobody tells you. The skills that got you promoted, they're not the same ones that you're going to need to succeed now. That technical expertise that made you shine, it's now taking a back seat to something way more challenging: self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and leadership presence. I see this all the time in my executive coaching practice. High performers get promoted and suddenly they're stuck in this weird limbo. You want to maintain those friendly relationships, but you also need to make tough calls. One of my clients, Sarah, who was a newly promoted VP, told me that she felt like she was betraying her friends every time she had to give critical feedback. But yet that's such an important part of being a leader. And here's the thing, trying to be everyone's friend while being their boss is like trying to be a vegetarian butcher. It just doesn't work. The real challenge isn't managing your team, it's managing yourself and your mindset first. And the biggest mistake is trying to play it safe, trying to avoid conflict, pretending nothing has changed. Trust me, everything has changed, and the sooner you embrace this reality, the faster that you will succeed in your new role. So now let me share something I've developed after years of coaching leaders through this exact challenge. I call it the bridge framework because that's exactly what you're doing. You're building a bridge from peer to respected leader. Bridge is an acronym, and we're going to break it down because every letter here is pure gold for your leadership journey. B stands for boundaries. Day 1, you need to reset expectations. No more venting sessions about upper management. No more after-work gossip fests. One of my clients, Michael, kept joining in these sessions until he realized that he was actually undermining his own authority. The moment that he drew clear lines, his team's respect for him skyrocketed. R is for respect. But here's the twist. It's not about demanding it, it's about earning it. Show up prepared, make decisions with confidence, have those tough conversations instead of avoiding them. Your team is watching how you handle pressure. They're not really as worried about how friendly you are at lunch. I stands for the individual approach. Each former peer needs different handling. That close friend from accounting, they may need more explicit boundaries. The quiet one from tech, they might need more of a one-on-one approach to help them open up. Make sure that you customize your leadership style for each relationship. D means distance. Not playing the ice king or queen, but creating enough professional space to lead effectively. Think of it like adjusting the focus on a camera If you're too close, you're not going to be able to see the big picture. But if you're too far, you're going to lose connection. G is for growth focus. If you want to shift to awkward power dynamics, then make every interaction about their growth. When you're genuinely invested in their development, the authority-friendship balance becomes more natural. And then E is for expectations. Make them crystal clear, consistently communicated, no exceptions. Unclear expectations are like trying to hit a target in the dark. It's frustrating for everyone involved, and quite frankly, it can be dangerous. Now I'm going to give you a bulletproof 30-day plan that's worked for hundreds of my executive clients. Because theory is nice, but you need to make these real moves starting first thing on Monday morning. So the first 10 days, set the stage. You see, the biggest mistake that new leaders make is trying to prove themselves by making dramatic changes right off the bat. Slow down and make your first move by having individual meetings with each team member. And not the usual just getting to know you fluff. You can consider using this script when you're having these meetings. I value our previous working relationship, and I'm excited to partner with you in this new capacity. I'd love to understand your aspirations and the challenges you're facing and how I can support you best. Now, did you notice what I did here? It was professional, it was forward-looking, and absolutely not apologetic because you earned that promotion. Days 11 through 20, establish your rhythm. This is where you start showing up differently. Remember Jennifer? I mentioned her in an earlier video. She's the director that I coached. She struggled until we created her leadership rituals. And this is what it looked like. She developed a regular team meeting cadence with clear agendas. She created a decision-making process that involved getting input from team members, but with her having clear ownership of those decisions. And then regular feedback sessions with her direct reports that balance support with accountability. So days 21 through 30, this is how you start handling the heat. I mean, you're in the hot seat when you're the leader. During those first 30 days, you're going to face your first real tests. Maybe it's giving tough feedback to your former lunch buddy or dealing with resistance from someone who wanted your role. Here's your power move. Use this script. I understand this might feel different for both of us. My commitment is to support your success while ensuring our team delivers results. And here's a pro tip. When you need to have those tough conversations, use the SIT method. Again, it's an acronym. S stands for situation. State the specific issue. I is for impact. Explain the business impact. And then T is for together. Focus on collaborative solutions. Now I'm going to talk about some common pitfalls and the solutions to deal with them. Let me share some landmines I've seen blow up in leaders' faces, so you can skip the hard lessons my clients learned the hard way. Pitfall number 1, the nothing's changed trap. So one of my clients, David, kept having drinks with his former peers every Friday. It seems harmless, right? Wrong. 3 months in, he couldn't get his team to meet deadlines because they just saw him as their buddy, not as their leader. But here's the fix. Create new social boundaries while maintaining professional warmth. You can be approachable without being their drinking buddy. Pitfall number 2, the overcompensation game. Sarah, a newly promoted SVP, swung so far into the boss mode that her team got whiplash. Suddenly, every conversation felt like a performance review. Remember this, authority comes with confidence, not control. You don't need to prove that you're the boss every 5 minutes because guess what? You're the boss. Pitfall number 3, the favoritism fallout. This one's subtle but deadly. Playing favorites with your old work friends, your entire team will spot that faster than free donuts in the break room. But here's the solution. Create transparent systems for assignments, recognition, and opportunities. Every decision should stand up to that scrutiny. Pitfall number 4, the feedback freeze. Too many new leaders either avoid giving feedback to their former peers or they sugarcoat it to the point that it's meaningless. Here's your new mantra. Clear is kind, unclear is cruel. When you hold back honest feedback, you're not doing anyone any favors. But here's your bounce back plan. Own it, name it, reframe it, and use this script. I realize I haven't struck the right balance here. Here's what you can expect from me going forward. This is a reset that you can use at any time, and don't hesitate to use it. You need to follow through consistently because leadership isn't about being perfect, it's about being purposeful. So let me share some real transformation stories that'll show you what's possible when you navigate this transition right. Meet Tom. He's a senior director in a Fortune 500 tech company. He went from being one of the guys to leading a team of 50, which included 12 of his former peers. His biggest fear was that his technical expertise wouldn't be enough anymore. Through our work together, he learned to leverage his existing relationships while building new leadership muscles. The game changer for Tom was, instead of trying to prove himself, he focused on showcasing his team's expertise. During his first major presentation to the senior leadership committee, he had his former peers, or his direct reports, actually lead the different sections. And what was the result? His team felt valued, the board saw his leadership skills, and his former peers became his biggest advocates because they knew he had their back. Or let's take Rachel's story. She was promoted above peers who had more years in the company. Talk about awkward. The turning point came when she stopped apologizing for her promotion and started owning her vision for the team. Within 6 months, she had turned potential rivals into strong allies by creating individual growth plans for each team member. But my favorite story is of Marcus, who was terrified of giving feedback to his former peer, who was also a close friend. We developed a structured approach where he separated personal connections from professional expectations. Not only did he maintain the friendship, but his former peer later thanked him for helping him grow professionally. The common thread in all these stories is that these leaders stopped trying to be liked and started focusing on helping their teams succeed. And guess what? They ended up being more respected and ironically better liked than ever. Now, I understand managing former peers isn't just another leadership challenge. It's actually a defining moment in your career, one that can either propel you forward or hold you back. And here's the thing, you do not have to figure this out alone. I've walked this path myself and also with hundreds of senior leaders that I've worked with as a coach. I've helped them transform from peer to respected leader without losing themselves in the process. Whether you're dealing with resistance from team members, struggling to establish authority, or just feeling overwhelmed by the transition, it's natural, and I've been there and guided others through it successfully as well. Here's what I know for sure. The way that you handle this transition will set the tone for your entire leadership journey. Get it right, and you're going to build a high-performing team that trusts and respects you. Get it wrong, and you'll be fighting an uphill battle for months, maybe years, and there's always a chance that you may wash out from this promotion that you worked so hard to earn. Let's not let that happen for you. If you're ready to navigate this transition with confidence and grace, let's talk. I help leaders like you to develop mindset, strategies, and practical tools to lead effectively from day one. No more second guessing yourself, no more sleepless nights wondering if you're doing it right. You can click on the link below to schedule a complimentary strategy session with me. Let's discuss your specific situation and create a clear path forward. Because your success as a leader isn't just about you, it's about the entire team that you're responsible for and the positive impact that you're all gonna have for your organization. Don't wait until you're in the middle of a crisis. The best time to build your leadership foundation is right now. Let's make sure your transition from peer to leader becomes a success story worth telling. I hope to talk to you soon.